Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. And I have an interesting match for you today. We are in the Tier 4 Russian Premium Destroyer, Okhotnik, the Hunter. I actually, in full disclosure, was trying to do a Gremiashi video because it's on sale right now in the store. And those matches didn't go so well. So I jumped into the Okhotnik to try it out and had a pretty nice match. So that's what you're watching today here on Fault Line. We are down tier. Thankfully for me, there are no aircraft carriers. The enemy team has a kamikaze as the only other destroyer. And we are in a ship that literally more maybe than any other ship in the game, except well, maybe there's a battleship that might embody this, like maybe Jean Bart, but this destroyer, and I'm using that term very loosely, you can see how massive this thing is. By the way, in the title card, that is actually a picture of Okhotnik. It didn't exist when I made my first video, to my knowledge, so that's the real ship in that picture. It looks a little bit more cluttered than this ship, at least from what I remember of looking at the picture very briefly. Deck a little more cluttered on the real Okhotnik, but this destroyer is all about offense. You do have a low profile in the water, but that being said, your detectability is trash, 5.5. We've got a fully maxed Vladimir Trubetskoy behind the wheel, and we are out here doing Okhotnik gameplay. You have to play aggressively. This is the most passive we are going to be for most of the match right here when we are just capping this base out. We're using the island behind us as cover, and we are using our spotting ability to keep an eye on Piccola, who is just out of gun range, which is why I'm not shooting at him. The other battleships off there in the distance are also out of gun range, at least mostly. I'm just trying to cap the base in peace. And then we are going to get going and do what Okhotnik does best. And what does Okhotnik do best? It kills stuff. It has very short-range torpedoes. You can bend out a ton of them. It has very powerful guns. You can see they're all individual guns rotating there on the deck. I think they're 130 millimeters. They don't play around. You can crush cruisers at close range. You can crush a lot of ships. You know, one way or the other, if they go up against Okhotnik and they get close enough, they're going to pay the price. I know there are lots of nicknames for this boat. The murder sausage, the party bus, you know, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it Dr. Ock because it's got a lot of ways to hurt you, just like Dr. Octopus does. And the guns have a much longer reach than the torpedoes, but really if you can lure in the enemy ships, you won't have any problem killing them. All right, Furitaka out there, we're just going to preventively launch a torpedo net here, try to get them to turn away. As you can see, they have less than 30-second reload. So we are proceeding up the map board here, which generally isn't recommended, but I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with the Furitaka without a little bit of advantage. And since we do not have one, discretion is the better part of valor. I have decided to proceed forward up the map rather than retreat. All right, Furitaka is going to give us a little broadside. I am just shooting HE. Cap defendant flags right there. Reload not in time. We're going to divert our attention elsewhere. There's the carrier, and there is a Bayern. Well, our torps are reloaded, so I am going to torp dump here on the Bayern in just a second. Salvo number 1, salvo number 2, salvo number 3, salvo number 4, pretty concentrated spread. Then I'm going to turn my attention to Zuiho. Furitaka still out there in the distance. The Bayern, much to my chagrin, is turning away. He is going to dodge some, not all, of my torpedoes. We have armor piercing loaded. I think I'm going to get one salvo off here. My torpedoes fall short. He turned away, no torpedo strikes. All right, the guns rotate, in theory, rotate over the center line of the ship, but I'm already reloading torpedoes. We're going to turn and torp at Zuiho. and he literally has no chance. He is way too close. These torpedoes are too numerous. As you can see, 6, 9, 12 torpedoes in the water, a full salvo from the main deck guns, 3 hits to Citadel, and he is killed. Dev strike kill number 1, 4 torpedo strikes on top of 3 Citadel hits. He literally had no chance of survival. All right, so here's a weak point in addition to the bad concealment. The turning circle of Okhotnik, like many Russian ships, is terrible. Why are we turning? Well, there's still a battleship right there, the corner of this island, and I'm going to go back for seconds. All right, as you can see, the blue team is out to a little bit of the lead. I have eliminated a chess piece in the Serov, which was pretty important to their success. Pardon me, Zwiho. Our carrier is a Serov. But still, that spotting, that's something that keeps me detected, at least on the minimap, so I'm glad it is no longer there. All right, there's the Bayern, not exactly in torp range. I know there is a cruiser coming around the corner of that island, so I'm preemptively loading armor piercing. There is the cruiser, the Furitaka. I'm waiting to shoot, I think, because I'm waiting for Bayern to get into torpedo range. And then I'm going to unleash on Bayern and then unleash on Furitaka. All right, he is in torpedo range. We are turning. This is literally the most vulnerable part of your gameplay is when you are turning. All right, salvo number 1, salvo number 2, salvo number 3, salvo number 4. All right, main battery on Furitaka. He is not at a great angle. We do a little chippy bit of damage. If he was broadside, maybe our chance would have been greater. We'll shoot again and not do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, torpedoes on Bayern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. All right, we didn't do enough on Bayern. All right, we got HE loaded. We set Furitaka on fire. We're going to try to set Bayern on fire. There is a full salvo. Too late. We do not get the kill. We get an assist instead. Already switching shells back to armor piercing. And we are going to try to ambush the Furitaka. And then I've got the Congo over here, keeping him in mind. He is almost in torp range. And so really you just have to keep targets in range and you can take them out with Okhotnik's weapons. All right, Furitaka around the corner of the island, full salvo. Another Citadel hit, kill number 2. Immediately turning to the Congo. We're going to do 1 salvo, I think, and then switch shells back to HE. And we're just trying to get the Congo in torp range. We hit our speed boost. It is not very speedy. It looks like he has the front 2 turrets turned towards me. There are only 3 red team ships left. Our team has devastated the red team. All right. I thought he was shooting at me. All right, there he shoots at me, disables something briefly. Rudder, propulsion, probably propulsion. And he's turning away by backing away, so we're going to torp out while we still can. 1 more salvo of HE on top. We set him on fire again. And we're just going to cruise to the edge of the island here. I was hoping the torps would do my dirty work and take care of business. And unfortunately for me, they don't. We do get 1, 2 torpedo strikes, unlocked high caliber metal. We're going to scooch out from behind the island in our smoke screen and start firing upon Congo. There's going to be a really nice piece of return fire here in a minute. But for now, we're going to keep shooting HE at Congo. He's out of torpedo range. There's the return fire. We're down to 913 hit points, folks. All right, another salvo. I'm going to save 1 gun. For what reason, I don't know. Finally let it go. No fires. That's not good. Another salvo. No more fires. That's not good. I'm going to wait until I get all my guns in sync. Waiting until I see him shoot at someone else, because I think we would not survive another hit from his guns. He shoots, I shoot, and 5 hits right there. And waiting on this reload, another full salvo. And 4 hits, again, no fires. Come on, people. Got to give me a fire, RNG. Another full salvo out. He's turning towards our guns, backing into them, backing to full broadside. Somebody has him on fire. It is not me. And our teammate in the California gets a Kraken unleashed. Good grief. I didn't even realize that. I probably wouldn't have been shooting at that guy if I knew that. All right, out of the smoke screen, there is 1 destroyer, the Kamikaze, and a battleship left. I believe the battleship is a Unitus, maybe Unibus, Viribus Unitus. I think that's what it's called. All right, there's another solo base cap. Look at all the ribbons Okhotnik has piled up in this match, folks. 83 main battery hits, 10 torpedo strikes so far. We are cranking the offense. All right. I have a feeling he's going to come around the corner of the island here. I don't want to get too close, then my torpedoes won't arm. There he is, 2.7 kilometers away. He is clearly not expecting me, so I'm able to torp out with impunity. He should have had HE loaded. He should have smoked my bags the minute I came around the corner. We take a secondary battery hit. We are now down to 245 hit points as we take him out for our 3rd kill. Filling up the box score here in Okhotnik. All right, the indicator is on the Kamikaze. He's going to have a spotting advantage of at least half a kilometer, if not 7 to 8 tenths of a kilometer, depending on the build. If it's a maxed out player, commander, and he's had Kamikaze, he should be at like 4.5 kilometers detection. So that's a full kilometer. So I'm not going to be able to beat him gun-wise. He's going to be able to salvo me and probably kill me before I can salvo him. So I'm going to need to get torps out in my mind. That's what I'm thinking as we proceed outward here. All right. I'm going to encourage my teammates to help me. We've got plenty of help. The blue team is in no danger of losing this match. It just pretty much boils down to what can the Kamikaze do. He does have 1 kill. I'm hoping he's damaged. And so maybe I could kill him with a salvo, but I'm thinking I might have to use torps and kill him after the fact. Because I'm expecting, as soon as he sees me, he's going to shoot at me with HE. Japanese destroyers have good HE. I'm anticipating being killed. So I think he's behind that little island right there, the little outcropping rock. That's where he is. He comes out. I am going to turn here, or start to turn. I've already oriented my guns right. Then I was bow on in case he salvoed me. He didn't. There he is. I'm trying to turn, and I cannot get the torps off in time before I'm killed by his first salvo of HE. As predicted, maybe I should have turned earlier. Had my guns on target. Would I have killed him with that well-aimed salvo? Possibly. I just don't know that. I don't know if I could have had all my turrets turned in time. So I think as we're watching the end of this match, I think I've given you a really good glimpse here at how you should ideally play Okhotnik. You've got to play a little risky. You've got to take chances. Your destroyer is all about offense. Your lack of concealability, you're not going to be good at doing stuff destroyers are supposed to do, which is spotting, capping bases unseen, torping ships. You kind of have to entice them to come to you and then use your tools when they get close enough. And I think that's what we did in this gameplay by being very aggressive here. Speaking of being aggressive, the blue team battleship right there takes a header into the island. And at first I was like, was that on purpose to avoid torps? And you'll see what a smart maneuver that was here in just a second. I don't know if that's the California or not, but I think it might be. Anyway, we're just sitting here thinking, All of our crew members are drinking vodka. There comes Kamikaze, and there is a massive salvo from California that finishes them off for the last kill of the game. All right. So here we are on the victory screen. High caliber medal, Dev Strike medal, 90 main battery hits, 11 torpedo strikes, 3 kills, 4 Citadel hits, 2 cap defended flags, 2 solo base caps, 2 assisted kills. We did a little bit of everything here in Okhotnik. 126k damage, 321k silver, 7,500 ship XP, over 8,000 commander XP. That's how you know you had a pretty good game, even down here at tier 4. Down tier in this Russian premium destroyer. Highly recommended if you enjoy having fun. All right, here we are on the top of the board. 2 medals, 3 big kills, 2722 base XP. I swear that last kill on the California did not toll and did not show up here in the box score. And all I got to say is that's kind of fucked up. Oh, there were 2 Californias. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think about Okhotnik in the comments. See you next time, everybody.